Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Super Sudokoid Part 2 Dark Inversion. I don't know why I have earbuds in my ear. It's not like there's going to be an audio component, unless that'd be quite a twist. So we have been in the middle of this, but the thing we did last time, and I don't remember which cell it was, but at the end of the very last time, we unlocked boss number 4. And so we're going to attempt boss number 4 for today's video. All right, the refugee camp is under attack. You are wondering how they could avoid detection despite the vicinity to the work's base. Apparently, they couldn't, and now an army is lining up to assault them. There's too many for you to take on your own, but maybe you could sneak into their supply depot and sabotage it. There's no way they expect anyone to approach from behind. Place the digits 1 through 9 in each row, column, and box. Digits along green lines differ by at least 5. Digits marked in box 5 make up the supply caches. To destroy the supplies, these digits must be larger than any orthogonally adjacent digits that aren't part of a cache. The blue circles are enemies. Digits in these cells may not repeat a knight's move away. Okay, so we can start, I suppose, with some 5s. So, for example, you can't put 5 on a German whisper, so that is a 5. Hello? Number pad? Number pad? Uh-oh. There we go. That is a 5, because it's the only place that's not on a German whisper in the box. That's a 5, and that's a 5. Continuing those. Let's see. This is larger than... Okay, well, this in particular is larger than that. And so just by German whisper stuff, we know that this is high because we need to alternate high-lowity. So these are low. This is high. This one can't be a 6. It can't be a 4 because that would put 2 9s in the column. Let's see. So that's 2 lows. Let's see, what else can we do? I'm wondering if it's something about this cell, because if I sort of color, these are all the same high-lowity. So this cell, by virtue of being an enemy cell, isn't one of these two. So like these 3 cells all see 3 different yellows, but I mean, we already know that one's not yellow, so that's not an immediate deduction, I suppose. Well, we know none of these can be 1. And I don't think any of these can be 2 either, because all of these are... looking out over here. So we can at least fill in that. Now, if I put a 3 in here, which I probably have to do, that'll be kind of interesting, but maybe not. Try to see if there's some place where I really want to ask where 4 and 6 go. But maybe that's not quite the game I want to play. I'm going to color... this real quick. One of these is yellow and one of these is purple. Okay, and so that does actually let me sort of carry the coloring into this box, because one of these is yellow and one of them is purple. In particular, there's only 1 yellow left for these 3 cells, so it has to go in the middle. So... these are definitely purple. Oh, and that's purple as well. Okay, so we ended up with, in fact, it actually being purple, not yellow, that we have over there. And the anti-knight on this purple is, again, interesting, because that purple needs to either go exactly here or exactly here within this box. If yellow is high, we do have 2 yellows and this number's bigger than them, but the yellows could both be 8, for example. And I think that is a possibility that we will have to deal with in some way, shape, or form. It's often a good idea to ask where 4 and 6 are going, but I think most of these actually have a fairly wide open range of cells for where 4 and 6 could go. Trying to decide if there's something wrong with these both being purple. I don't think so. Okay, and we've got this cell is bigger than these 2 cells, but not necessarily bigger than that cell. I mean, certainly there's a 9 in these cells. It really feels like they want me to think about this, this bit. Ba-da-ba-da. There's no way I can possibly like get more information about 5s out of the world, is there? None of those are 5 for sure. I guess this number I know is at least 3. Is that interesting? Maybe I should yellow-purple color this box. Is that interesting? Yeah, let's do that, but I'm not going to do it in yellow and purple. I'm going to do it in orange and pink. I'm going to make those 2 orange and this one pink. And now, in a similar capacity to over here, one of these is orange, so therefore these 2, which are the same, can't be orange, so they're pink. And this is orange. We can even orange our way out over there. I was sort of hoping that I could relate yellow and purple by carefully examining what is going on here. So these are one of each. These are one of each. This is a high. Okay, between these cells, there's definitely 3 yellows. I was hoping to see something. So I guess maybe the thing I'm supposed to say is that, like, there's an orange 4-6 in one of these cells. Also, there's a pink 4-6 in, well, it can't go there or there, so the pink 4-6 is in one of these. It's annoying that this cell could be orange 4-6, I think. Well, it can't be orange 6. It could be orange 4. I realize it's slightly confusing because orange traditionally means high, but here I'm just using it as an arbitrary color. Is the question if this cell can ever be purple? I don't think so. But I'm still trying to, the anti-knight shenanigans here with this sort of triple of stuff, still makes me think that that's the thing I'm supposed to be looking at. Yeah, if this cell is purple, then these are a purple quad. It's one of each purple. But that doesn't seem inherently problematic to me. Is there any way I can feng shui my way into this box via coloring? Like, one of these at least is definitely purple is a true statement. Ah, yes, that is the point. Well, it's a point in any event. So here's what I just did. There's 3 yellows between these, because I don't know which of these is yellow. But one of them is yellow. And therefore, there's only 1 yellow left in the row to possibly go in these cells. So at least one of these 2 is purple. Therefore, at least one of these 2 is purple. But now, if I count those 2 purples, the purple that's here and the purple that's in those 2 cells, that's all the purples. And therefore, this cell is yellow. So these 2 are purple. Coming over here. So this cell is going in one of those 2. Okay, well, that's certainly not purple 4, 6. For what it is worth. Okay, did that sort anything out? So I know that now these are one of each for what it's worth. Okay, so that does at least let me break into this row. So this is one of each. That's one of each. That's one of each. So that means what's left over needs to be one of each. And so therefore this cell is yellow and this cell is purple. I don't know how yellow and purple relate to pink and orange, but that seems worth noting. Okay, and this really is one of each. That's really one of each. This is really one of each. Okay, and so the fact that we know by the row that these are one of each does actually tell me that this cell is purple. Right. Sorry. Why did I say? I knew that these are one of each, but each of these is one of each, but I know that one's low. So this one's high, and this one's high, and this one's low, and it can't be 4 because it would make both of those 9. I don't know that helped exactly, but it's something that we can mark at least. And presumably we'll get there. This isn't a 4-6, but it could just get away with being a 3-7 if it really wanted to. And the 6 in this box has to go somewhere. Okay. Oh, right. Now that I know this is high, by the fortress clue, I now know that this is high as well. So this can't be a 9, actually, because it's got a number bigger than it, and this number is a 7, 8, 9. So we actually now know that pink is high. That one can't be a 6. Okay, so I can get rid of pink out of the picture for the moment. Oh, and I now know orange is low, so I can get rid of orange as well. These are 1, 2, 3, 4. That one is not a 4. That might conclude the list of ones that I know aren't 4. This is one of each. Okay, if I highlight these cells, I can make them orange now. In the true sense of orange, I can make these blue. I like the lighter blue slightly better. In the true sense of lighter blue, the 6 in this row and the 4 in this row belong in these cells, and it can't be that one, it can't be that one. Oh, so these are a 4-6 pair. Was that true from the very beginning? I think that was true from the very beginning, actually, that these needed to be a 4-6 pair, because if there was nowhere else in the row that could be, these were a hidden 4-6 pair from the beginning. Nowhere else could be 4 or 6. So that's yellow 1, 9. Okay. Okay, purple 1, 9, and this box is up here somewhere. That's not super useful. This cell, I guess that one's not that interesting. This one's got to be 2, 8, or 3, 7. Oh, it's not 4-6 is the point. This yellow can't be 4-6. So one of these two is 4-6. Therefore, that's 1-9. For the purple. And so these are a 2-3-7-8 of purple. And so this is a yellow digit that goes next to 2-3 and 7-8. And so therefore it needs to be the 2-8 because 3-7 doesn't go next to 3-7. And therefore these are a 3-7 and a 4-6. This cell, which now sees the 2-3-7-8 pair by anti-knight, is now 4-6 or 1-9. Which is not necessarily instantly useful, but we'll take it. Right. I should fill in... Oh, no, I don't know whether yellow is high or low. Still. I was going to say, yeah, I knew how high and low worked out over here, but not over there, annoyingly. I mean, I know this isn't a 4-6, but that doesn't seem that useful. I'm trying to make the anti-knight somehow useful for these, but maybe I'm not quite to it being super useful yet. Yeah, none of these cells can be 8 for what it's worth. We might be able to get away with one of them being 7. This one we certainly can't get away with being 7, or even 6, or even 5, actually. This one is always low, because if this were 5, I would need these to be 6, 7, 8, 9, and that would break that cell. So this cell's definitely low. These being... Either of these being 7 would place an 8-9 pair over here. That doesn't work anymore, because that would be 3 more orange digits, and we already have 2. There aren't 5 orange digits. So these can't be 7 or 6, actually, for the same reason. So these are blue or... Actually, that one just is blue. It's blue or 5. If it was 5, then these would be the other 6, 7, 8, 9. The purple 2, 3, 7, 8 are gone. So if orange is purple, this is a 6 and that's a 9. And if this is purple, that's a 1 and that's a 4. The yellow 4-6 is in one of these cells. So the yellow 4-6 can only be a 4 if this cell exactly is a 4. I realize I'm just saying words, but you have to let me say words until I fill in all the digits. That's how this works. I regret to inform you. There's assuredly some random anti-knight thing that, like, sees every cell by anti-knight that is interesting somehow or something. Though I keep being upset that these cells don't have enemies in them. Okay, so this cell's never 4-6. So it's 1-9, 2-8, or 3-7. But I also know it's not a 9 just by virtue of the fact that it's next to one of these. Okay, and this one, I actually know something kind of the opposite. I know it's not 1 or 9, so it's 2, 3, 4, or 6, 7, 8. Is how that works. I guess what I'm saying is this number is at least 3. Fantastic. Okay, here's an improvement. One of these 3 cells is 4. So that means one of these 2 cells is 9. So therefore these cells are never 9, which means that's never a 4. I guess that's technically an improvement. Oh, that is an improvement. That will do it. That will do it, actually. That observation actually sorts out purple. Because now purple can't be orange. Because if purple were orange, these would be a 7-8 pair looking at that. So purple is actually blue. Let me click the purple and make it blue. And yellow is actually orange. Okay, and 5s are still green as the day they were born. Okay, so now I've got oranges next to this digit. So this digit is... let me go back and clean up this, though. Those are 2, 3. That is now an 8. Let's just check that everything's fine. Okay, good. It's like, please let me have not screwed this up. Okay, so that's a 9. That's a 1. That is a 4. These are 6 and 7. So that's an 8, because those are a 6, 7 pair. That's a 9. That's a 7. 6 and 1, 9. That's a 7. Goes next to a 2. Doesn't go next to a 3. These are 1, 2. That has become a 3. That 2, 3 pair looks at that, making that a 1. This 3 doesn't go next to a 6, so that's an 8. Let's see. This digit is high, and it's not a 7 or an 8, so it's a 6. Let's see. 1, 3 over here. Everything's still good. Good, good, good. No 8 there. No 1 there. This is not 9 or 6. This is 7 or 8. Okay, so this digit is orange because it's bigger than 7 or 8. And so this is an 8 or a 9. But now that actually has created a 7, 8, 9 triple, which has in fact made this cell a 6. Which is maybe not that useful in the grand scheme of things. That's not a 3 anymore. 3 and 4 don't go next to 7, so actually that's a 9. So that's an 8, and that's a 7. 7 definitely doesn't go next to 4, so that's a 1. 7 doesn't even go next to 3, so that's a 2 and a 3, and a 6 and a 7, and a 4 and a 3. And then these are a 2, 4 pair. Oh, sorry, no, this can't be a 4 because it's next to a 7, so that's a 2, and that's a 4. Okay, no 2 up there. Okay, so these remaining digits, just to be clear, this one is now not 6, 7, 8, or 9. So this is 3, 4, 5 only. It's certainly just by Sudoku and the fact that 1 and 2 can't go in here. But actually, it certainly can't be 3 because there are certainly 3 digits smaller than it in the box. So we will accept that. This digit here is a 2 or 3 or 4, I guess. This digit is low. Actually, this is a naked 2. This digit's low because it sees every high digit and 5, and it actually sees all but 1 low digit. So in fact, that's a 2. Which means that these are from 3, 4. Oh, so this is now just a naked 5. Okay, so now am I supposed to do the same thing for this cell? What is this cell? It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's 6, 7, 8, 9, but it sees a 9 by Knight's move. It sees a 7 in its box. So that digit is assuredly high. This cell is a little less good. Likewise, that one. Okay, I don't know that I want to center mark everything in the known universe if I can possibly avoid it. Okay. I do know that one of these cells is a 9. Which I think doesn't tell me anything, so I'm not going to bother marking it. I know that one of these three cells is a 6. This cell's also high, by the way, just by virtue of seeing every low digit in 5. This cell is definitely high. Okay, so if this cell is high, it's exactly a 6. Otherwise, it's low, and it's a 2, 3, 4. Likewise, if this digit is low, it's a 1. And otherwise, it's high, and it's a 7, 8, 9. That's not incredibly useful, but I have marked it anyway. And it is now impossible to unmark it, so you will have to live with it for the rest of your life. There's a 9 up here somewhere. I guess I know that one of these two cells is 7, just by virtue of pencil marking. In this box, I need a 7. Those are the only places it can go. So there's a 7 over here, and it's not there. Now, unfortunately, neither of those 7s seems particularly relevant to my Knight's Move thing, unless I want to argue that none of these 3 cells are 7. Oh, that's not true. Sorry. Actually, no, I think it is true. None of these 3 cells are 7. I was trying to use it from this, and I was like, that one's not anti... Oh, no, sorry. That one could be 7. If that's 7, that doesn't violate any anti-knight stuff, because those aren't enemy cells. Okay. Okay. Well, this cell, let me just do this, is never a 5, because if this is a 5, that would immediately make that a 4, which immediately does not work. So this cell is certainly low. So the 5 and the 7 are in here somewhere. Oh, right. This number also has to be smaller than this. So I should probably fill in that this number is always small. It's a 2, 3, or 4 itself by virtue of the fact that it's smaller than that. It's an 8 up here in one of these 2 cells. I don't know that that's incredibly useful. Just simple stuff like center marking these cells. Like this cell certainly isn't a 1. It's not a 2, 3. Yeah, so these aren't 1 or 2. So they're certainly from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they're not 6, 8, or 9, because those are already in the box. This one sees a 3. This one sees a 4 and a 5. So this is 3 or 7. So yeah, so trying to see if there's some clever reason why this can't be a 3 with a 1, 2 next to it. Oh yeah, there is, because that cell's also next to it is the answer as to what I've done here catastrophically. Yeah, so this cell can't be a 3, because then this would need to be a 1 or a 2, and it can be neither. So this cell's the 7. So it gets its honorary orange status. Now these are a 4, 5 pair. So that's a 1. And these 2 cells are a 2, 3 pair. This, by virtue of being next to a 4 or a 5, is smaller than that. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. But in fact, of those 2 is the only one available. So that gives me the 3 and the 2 over there. This one can't be a 3. Okay. And then, okay, well, this cell now is high because it sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see. So it is a 6, 7, or 8. Okay, this number is smaller than 6. Or sorry, it's 6 or smaller. But I see that it can't be 1, 2, 3. So this is a 4, 5 only. So that's a 4, 5 pair for the row. So that actually gives me a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the row. So these are both high. And indeed, they are 6, 8, and 9, with that one not being 6 and that one not being 8, just by Sudoku. Quick scan to see if this sees something by Anti-Knight. In an alternate universe, Zeta spent 4 hours not seeing that these two cells saw each other by Anti-Knight, so when that kind of thing happens later, just we'll be thankful that we saw that one. Okay, so this is an 8 or a 9 only, at the very least. This is a 6 or a 7 only. That does not feature Anti-Knight, so I should not look at Anti-Knight for it. These are a 3-4 and a 6-7, it would seem. And this one is a 3-4 because it sees 6 and 7. So this one sees every high digit and 5, so it's low, but therefore it's only a 3 or a 4. This is the other high digit as a 6 or a 7. Okay, so that means that this column actually only has a 2, a 5, and a 9 to go. This cell can't be a 9 because it sees that one. I was hoping the 6-7 pair seeing that cell would be interesting, but it turned out it was not interesting. I see that there's a 1 up here by Sudoku, and that 1 can't go there by Anti-Knight from this cell. Let's see, I'm probably supposed to fill these in, although I don't feel great about it, but it's an anti-Knight-ish puzzle, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, does this see any of those? Okay, so this sees 6 and 7 by this pair, so this can't be 6 or 7, and it sees 8 directly, so this is a 1. This is really naked singles, the puzzle, it feels like. These are high. One of them is an 8. And it's not that one because of this pair of corner-marked 8s. If this were an 8, that would be an 8, and that would immediately break. So that's an 8, and that's an 8. As Anti-Knight goes, that's about as cute a deduction as you can hope to get. Okay, these are 4, 5, 6, 7. With the 6 and the 7 definitely being up here somewhere. Unfortunately, it's this cell that sees the 4, 5 pair, but this cell doesn't have a circle in it. These are a 1, 2, 3, 9. It can't be a 1 by Anti-Knight or regular Sudoku. And it can't be a 3 by Anti-Knight, so that's a 9. Making these both up there like that. Okay, no catastrophes as of yet. Okay. These are 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. Right. This row needs an 8, 9. Where does the other 8, 9 go in this row? And the answer is there is probably the smart way to say it. And so therefore this is the 3, 4, 5 that we don't yet have. Don't know exactly what to do. Oh, the cell's high. I can mark that. There's an 8 over here somewhere, and it's not there by Anti-Knight from that cell. It's not there by Sudoku, so the 8 is actually here, which gives me the 9 and the 8 over here. Makes that not a 9, which makes that not a 4 or a 3. This is a 2 or a 6 only. I'm expecting a 1-6 by value cell in the row that will be broken by making this a 6 at some point. Let's see. These are not 1, 2. They could be 3, 4, 5, not 6, 7, 8, and they could be 9. Okay. This can't... Oh, no, sorry. I was going to say this can't be a 5, but that's not correct. It's this cell, isn't it? What is this cell? Okay, so by being a Sudoku puzzle, this cell is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. It's not 1, 7, 8, or 9. But this cell also sees this 3, 4, 5 triple by anti-knight. This cell doesn't have an anti-knight. Why am I even doing this? Never mind. Ignore everything I just said. Hopefully I didn't. No, I don't think I've cheated yet. But I was certainly about to. As these things go, I was about to use that. This saw these 3 by anti-knight, but that is nonsense. So 2, 4, or 5. Okay, well, there's a virtual 6, 7 pair in this row, if you like, because the high digit on this German Whisper is 6 or 7. So this cell isn't 6 or 7. Therefore, it's 4 or 5. That gives me a 4 or 5 pair in the column. So these aren't 4 or 5. They're 6 or 7. This is, of course, 2, 4, or 5. Whatever that does. Does this see anything interesting by anti-knight? I don't think so. I don't rightly reckon, at least, that it does. We can certainly color our 6, 7s with ketchup and mustard if we would like at some point. Might be something clever to say about these 4, 5s as well. Possibly. I admit nothing. One of these see something interesting. I actually don't see how these are related to these, so maybe the coloring isn't going to work so well. 8. Yeah, one of those 2's a 9. Got this little arrangement of 5s. Okay, this cell definitely sees the 5 in box 2, so it's certainly not a 5. That one is an anti-knight cell. Let's see. This is also a 1 or a 7, I suppose I should note. Though sadly nothing sees those via any sort of anti-knight shenaniganery. What do we have up here? Up here we've got a 6, 7, and both 3 and 4. Don't think that helps a lot. I do see that this cell sees this cell, so they're not both 4. So if this is 4, that's 3, but I don't think that really does anything. Immediately, at least. You might have to do some more finagling before it does something. Or I might be missing something very basic, which is also an ever-present and popular possibility around these parts. Oh, I see the 3 is definitely in this column up here, so therefore this definitely isn't a 3. That doesn't seem that useful, if I'm being completely honest. This cell can't be a 9 because it sees that cell by anti-knight. So this is a 3, 4, 5. Ah, there we go. Well, that places the 9 in the column because now this is the only cell that can be the 9. So now that cell's a 9. Now we've got all the 9s in the grid. This cell can't be a 6 or a 7 for the same reason that the other cell in this row couldn't be, which is that we have a virtual 6, 7 pair in the row. So this is a 3 or a 4 for sure. And it's not that 3 or 4, interestingly. So these are different 3, 4s. So like that is the kind of thing that we could use to do some coloring nightmare. I'm not ruling out the coloring nightmare option, just so that we're clear. Okay, now I think I'm probably just scanning for an anti-knight step, but that could, of course, be wrong. I can try and catch up these 3 4s at the same time. So that's the XE3 4. That's the OE3 4. Wait, how are these 4 5s colored? Not in the useful way, right? That 4 5. Yeah, those 2 4 5s are the same, unfortunately. Oh no, it is useful. It's useful for this cell. I was looking at it from completely the wrong angle, but this is the point. This cell sees both of the 4 and the 5, one through anti-knight and one through that. So this can't be a 4, it's a 3. So the circle ones are 3s, the XE ones are 4s. We can decircle DX phi. Okay, so this cell is green now as a 5. So this is a 4, that's a 5. And so now this is a 4, and that's a 5. And that should probably do it for the boss. Okay, no 5 there, so this is low. So this is a 2 and a 5. Okay, and now this gives me a 6 and a 1. Another high digit up here. Let's see, there is a 3 and a 6. And a 2. And let's see, there's 4 and a 3. Let's see, this is my last 4 and my last green. And there we go. Okay. Like a shadow, you sneak in undetected. The fools of Work's army haven't posted a single guard to protect their weapons and ammunition. You take a moment to look for anything useful and snatch a satchel of bombs before blowing the rest of the stock sky high. Chaos ensues among the rows of Work's soldiers, and it doesn't take long before they break rank and flee in every direction. You saved some refugees and got something out of it as well. Now go back to the main puzzle and enter 4 in the boss cell. Okay, there's our 4. Now we have breakable blocks. Cells marked with an explosion are breakable. To put on enough pressure, they must be larger than any orthogonally adjacent cell, excluding other breakable cells. Okay, so when we come back next time, we can explore the grid for those. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one, and we'll be back soon with more Sudoku-vania. Sorry, not more Sudoku-vania. More Super Sudokoid Dark Inversion. We'll be back soon. Bye for now.